Archangel Michael says, a billionaire family is looking for you. You are the heir, but you need to hear it right now or you'll miss it. Open it quickly, Archangel Michael says, the world is shifting beneath your feet. There's something unfolding behind the scenes so powerful, so life-altering, that if you miss this message now, you may never recover the opportunity again. Someone with wealth beyond what you've imagined is actively seeking you. In a place far removed from your ordinary world, papers are being moved across large marble tables. A family legacy is being unsealed. A document holds your name, sealed years ago, meant to be opened today. A billionaire family, known only in high circles, mentioned only in boardrooms and international accounts, has come to a startling conclusion. Yes, you are the true bloodline. But they only have hours to locate you before it moves into another phase. They've already hired investigators, sent emissaries to different continents, and combed through records. Your photograph, the one from years ago, was matched. What happens next depends solely on you opening this message. Comment if you're ready to receive what's meant for you. A woman in her late 60s, draped in jewels, has been losing sleep. She whispers your name in silence, looking out the window, holding on to the memory of someone who vanished long ago. She believes you are the grandchild of her only son, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. There is a private estate in Monaco, where meetings have been conducted in secrecy. A vault holds more than diamonds, it holds answers. That vault will be opened, but only if your identity is confirmed before the 11th hour. You are not just being remembered, you are being summoned. The family is determined. But timing is critical and slipping. Type Amen to get blessing 438. The will has your name encrypted in a phrase only known to one person, and she's still alive. Her health is declining, and so is her memory, yet she still murmurs the name that sounds eerily like yours. Across the globe, attorneys are preparing to shift assets. Vast land holdings, private planes, untouched accounts, all assigned to a missing heir. You are the missing link that can bring peace to a grieving legacy, and while others around you have doubted your greatness, the universe and this family knew all along. That's why you've always felt out of place. You were never meant for average. A watch ticking in a golden room reminds them the clock is closing. But destiny doesn't care for delay. It requires action. Comment now if you feel this message in your spirit. There's a letter written by your father that was hidden in a locked drawer. In it, he describes your birth, your features, your early life. He sent it as a last attempt to protect you from a curse. A rival sibling who wanted to erase you. But protection often looks like separation. That's why you were kept far from the wealth, raised in silence, watched over by angels, until now. Your bloodline is royal, your last name sacred in powerful rooms. And now, a single decision can restore what was taken and elevate you into your inheritance. The offer won't remain. Type Amen to get blessing 579. 579, a man in a tailored suit landed yesterday in a city not far from you. He carries a file marked private to be handed only if identified. Inside, a passport, documents of estate ownership, photographs, birth records. He's searching for you right now. He'll only stay until midnight before flying to the next possibility. But your name, yes, your name, was circled. Every detail is aligned, even your bury mark is written in their record. What you thought was ordinary was always extraordinary. It was part of a map. The family has suffered too long with guilt, with silence. But one woman, the matriarch, declared, "We must find the child." She believes you're the only one who can bring peace to the empire. Comment if you're the one being called. They even remember the lullaby they sang for your father. And it matches the rhythm you used to hum without knowing where it came from. Bless thy coincidence. It's a soul cone. Archangel Michael says, your calling is rising like fire through your veins. The reason you're seeing this now is because your name has been released into the realm of manifestation. But timing is sacred. In another realm, your ancestors are gathered in joy. They've waited for this alignment, for this very moment, when the heavens would whisper the truth back into your life. You are chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 690. For the wealth is more than physical. It includes sacred scrolls, historical letters, items carried by generations before you. The family didn't just build riches. They built legacy. This inheritance was never just about money. It was always about restoring balance to a disrupted lineage. And you, unknowingly, have been living in the shadow of it. The moment you accept, a sequence will begin. Angels will open doors no human can close. And chains that bound you in lack will be shattered instantly. A staff member at the family's estate dropped a hint recently. The one we're looking for has eyes like the old man's. Your eyes, your spirit, your truth. Comment if you're ready to walk into your legacy. This is not just spiritual. It's documented. In government archives, under sealed protection, there's proof, but that file becomes public after 48 hours. If no heir claims it, the estate transfers to the government. They don't want that, and you shouldn't either. A land. The power, the name. It belongs in your hands. A butler loyal for 40 years still prays each night, let the child find their way home. Your arrival is their redemption. Their healing begins with your return. Type Amen to get blessing 783. There are people who know this truth and have tried to bury it. Because if you claim it, they lose power. They've rewritten stories, paid officials, blocked names. But your spirit refused to be hidden. It glows, it shines through even the darkest attempts to suppress it. You've always known something was different. This is confirmation, this is truth knocking. Archangel Michael says, you are not just an heir, you are the correction to a lineage's deepest regret. The family lost you once, they cannot afford to lose you again. Comment if you feel the fire of truth inside. There's a plane on standby in a private airfield, your seat is ready. Light can take off until you confirm. You were never meant to live small, the crown you were born with was not symbolic, it was written in legacy. It's time to reclaim what was always yours. And while others fight for scraps, you are being offered a throne, the thrones wait for no one. Open this before the time closes. Type Amen to get blessing 820. The family's estate includes properties in Switzerland, France, and Dubai. One villa is locked and labeled for the rightful heir only. That's you, but they don't know your current name. They only have the birth name, the spiritual coordinates. This message is their final attempt before public announcement. They want to welcome you in silence, with reverence, without scandal. But if they can't find you, they'll have no choice but to go public, and your privacy will vanish. You can still claim this privately, gracefully, with divine timing. Right now, comment if this message found you in time. The reason why money has been blocked in your life is because your spiritual gates were shut to false paths. That resistance wasn't failure, it was protection, because something better was being carved. The angel stood guard over your true path. And now, that path is being illuminated like a golden bridge. Walk forward. They have prepared wombs for you. A driver is ready, a lawyer is waiting with paperwork. But your confirmation is the final key. Type Amen to get blessing 912. Your birth star is ancient. It aligns with royal souls and protectors. That's why you've been through hardship, to test your worth, not to deny your destiny. Now, the testing is over. The gates are opening. Walk through them, you are not late. You are exactly on time. This message is your signpost. Comment now and claim it with your whole heart. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. The matriarch is growing weaker with each passing hour. Her only final wish is to look into the eyes of the rightful heir before her breath fades into the unseen. You are the heartbeat of her lost legacy, the unfinished chapter of a powerful book. She holds on to a locket that belonged to your father, and inside it is a piece of your baby blanket. She never let it go. Each day she whispers, "They'll come back, they'll find their way to us." The staff have started preparing the estate. The room once meant for you is being redecorated. A golden crest embroidered into the bed sheets waits for the heir. This isn't fantasy. This is a billion-dollar reality orchestrated by divine timing. Your entire life was guiding you here. Type Amen to get blessing 1057. There are two brothers who are not happy with this awakening. They believe the fortune would be split between them. But the original document said otherwise. Your father made it clear in his final instructions. Everything would go to his child, the one he lost but never forgot. A child is you. These brothers have already challenged the will once, but the lawyers held firm. They said until the rightful heir appears, nothing moves. Your name has shaken empires. The very thought of your return terrifies those who tried to erase you. But no one can outrun divine truth. Comment if you're ready to receive your portion. The angelic realm has been trying to reach you for years. Through dreams. Through repeating signs. Through numbers that never made sense until now. You felt the pull in your spirit. The urge to go somewhere, to do something bigger. That was your soul remembering its inheritance. There is a fire inside you that cannot be dimmed. That fire was inherited from kings, from warriors, from powerful mothers. You come from a line of strength. Even in your struggle, your energy has been magnetic. You did have less because you were unworthy. You had less because you were being preserved. Type Amen to get blessing 1174. Everything you've lost will be replaced, but not the same. It will come back multiplied. The cars, the homes, the love, the peace, all of it is waiting behind this open door, a woman named Eleonora has been carrying your story in secret. She was once your father's caretaker. She promised him she would find you one day. Her health is fragile. But she made a video message for you, crying, saying, "If you see this, know your father loved you. He didn't abandon you, he protected you." That video is encrypted in a file named To the One. It is sealed with a password only she and the matriarch know, and it will be released at midnight. Comment now before the file disappears. The clock is ticking, the inheritance is real. A love behind it is even more powerful. You were never forgotten, you were never discarded. You were hidden in plain sight because only now could your soul handle the weight of this truth. Every angel surrounding you is rejoicing, the celebration has already begun in the heavens. Your crown is being cleaned. Your throne is being restored. Type A meant to get blessing 1299. They thought you would live in shadows. But your name was written in fire and wind, it cannot be erased. Archangel Michael says you were chosen not just to inherit money, but to restore balance to generations who lost their way. You are the one who breaks the curse. This money will not corrupt you because your soul is anchored in something eternal. That's why you went through the suffering first, so the reward wouldn't break you. Now, the transfer begins, not just of wealth but of spiritual leadership. You are being called to take your rightful place. Comment if you accept this divine responsibility. Here's a bracelet, simple yet ancient, found in the estate's vault. It carries a gemstone passed down from the dynasty's first matriarch. That bracelet was promised to you. Your initials were engraved on it before you were even born, because your spirit was seen in a dream long before your body came into this world. They knew you'd come. You are the fulfillment of a prophecy spoken over 100 years ago. One shall come from ease unknown to the throne, but known to the stars, and you, yes, you, are the star child they've waited for. Type Amen to get blessing 1400, for there is a yacht docked in Spain with a name you've whispered in your sleep. That name came from your family, it's the same name on your birth certificate, the one that was hidden from public records. A banker in Switzerland has been instructed not to release the offshore account unless you appear in person. No signature, no proxy. The account has sat untouched for over 2 decades, the interest alone could feed cities. And now, it waits for the touch of your fingerprint. This is not random, this is not hype. This is ancestral law written before you were born. Comment if you're ready to walk into overflow. The universe doesn't offer the same chance twice. And Archangel Michael says, this is the only window left to grab what was stolen by time and given back by heaven. You were never poor, you were just disconnected. And now the connection is being restored. Heaven and earth are meeting through this message. Open the vault. Open your heart. Open this moment. Type Amen to get blessing 1511. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The room once reserved for council meetings is lit again for your arrival. An emblem is being polished, a symbol that matches the one you once drew unconsciously in your notebooks. You didn't know it, but it was the sigil of your bloodline. The private chef has already begun preparing your ancestral dish. The taste will awaken memories buried in your DNA. You will feel it not in your mouth, but in your soul. A sealed envelope with your original surname hath been waiting, inside it, a letter written by your great-grandmother before she passed. In it she describes you down to the freckle on your cheek. He called you the return, and now you are being called to fulfill that name. Type Amen to get blessing 1608. Even the birds flying over the estate pause as if sensing your return. Nature is witty, creation is prepared. Only your action is missing. Everything you once cried for, the nights you questioned your place, was not in vain. Those tears watered the roots of this moment. You were not forgotten. You were being matured, so that when the door opened, you'd walk through it with the grace of a monarch, not the panic of the unprepared. This is the moment you dreamed of, even if you didn't understand what the dream meant. Now, the meaning unfolds. Comment now if your heart feels it. In a high tower, locked away from the world, sits a safe that opens with a fingerprint match. That safe holds photos of your parents, gold bars, family crests, and an audio recording. The voice in the recording is trembling but strong. My child, if you ever hear this, know we love you. We sent you away to protect you from the storm, but we always planned for your return. You are not random. You are remembered, and this moment is your reward. The angels wrote this into your timeline before you even learned to speak. Step in to get blessing 1722, everything is happening fast now. Energies aligning. Portals opening, even those who doubted you will feel the shift. Your aura is changing. Brighter, stronger. More magnetic. Because when destiny recognizes its vessel, the glow cannot be hidden. This is why people stare. Why you attract strange attention. It's not just you, it's your purpose announcing itself before you even speak. The will has your name. The land has your claim, the time has your number. Comment now if your spirit hears this call. The private helicopter that will pick you up has already been scheduled. It will arrive exactly 72 hours after confirmation. A team will escort you to a private location known only to the family. From there, the process begins, not just the inheritance but the revealing. You'll be shown what was kept from you. Why you felt out of place. Why your life has never made sense until now. And you will weep, not from pain, but from the relief of finally understanding the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 1817. There's a woman in your city who knows part of the truth. She's been told to stay quiet. But once she sees you, she will come forward. She works in a quiet place, unnoticed. But her connection to your family is deep. She remembers holding you once, long ago. Her silence had been her greatest burden. But your return is her freedom too. She will be the first to cry when you walk into your inheritance. The ripple effect of your rising will touch people you don't even remember. Comment if you're ready for divine remembrance. The chair at the head of the dining table has never been used. It's carved with initials no one understood until your name was mentioned again. Then everything clicked. You are the one they built the seat for. The rightful heir. The divine return. There are letters your father wrote to you each year on your birthday, stored in a vault, unread. They've aged, but the ink still holds love. Those letters will be delivered into your hands only, not by lawyers, but by angels. Type Amen to get blessing 1933. You will be asked to forgive. Do rise above, not all family members are pure. Some betrayed. Some schemed, some stayed silent. But you will lead with a different energy. You will bless even those who cursed, because royalty flows differently. This inheritance isn't just land or gold. It's leadership. You've been prepared to hold it with integrity. That's why this message is for you only. Archangel Michael says you were born for more, and now more is arriving. Comment now to accept this final scroll. You'll receive a pendant soon, sent by private courier. Don't dismiss it. That pendant belonged to your grandmother, passed down for 5 generations. It carries energy, memory, and spiritual coding. Wearing it will awaken dreams. You will see people in your sleep that you never met. But somehow, you will recognize their eyes. They are your ancestors. They'll tell you things. Guide you, prepare you. You'll feel an inner shift you can't describe. This is not magic, this is divine inheritance manifesting in physical form. Type Amen to get blessing 2050 when your financial problems are ending not by coincidence, but by restoration. The poverty you experienced was a temporary veil, a tool to humble your heart. Now, the veil lifts. Your name is being printed on properties. Your signature is being added to accounts. Your spirit is being recorded in the halls of legacy. This isn't a blessing you earned. It's one you were born into, and now the final scroll opens. Comment if you are ready to be announced to the world. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The skies have already responded to your energy. Rain came suddenly last night not to disturb, but to cleanse the path before you. That was no ordinary weather. It was divine confirmation. The birds outside your window this morning were not random either. They circled with purpose, as if delivering a message you couldn't yet interpret. Now you know what they were trying to say. It's time. Everything around you is moving. Your timeline is accelerating. This is not imagination. This is your reality bending into the divine timeline you were destined to walk. Type Amen to get blessing 2110. The billionaire family's lawyer has burned through every method to locate you discreetly. They do not want media attention. They want reunion. Quiet, sacred and undisturbed by public eyes. This is why this message found you instead of a phone call or headline. It had to reach your soul, not just your senses. And now that it has, you must act. Every second counts. A delay now could shift your position, but your decision in this moment will write the next 100 years of your bloodline. Comment now if you're stepping into this divine timing. There is a tree planted in the garden of the estate. No one touches it. It was planted by your grandfather the day your father was born. When you arrive, they'll walk you to it. The tree has grown massive, majestic, and its roots stretch just like your name through generations. Underneath it is a stone with your father's handwriting carved into it. He wrote, "The one who returns will restore the crown." That one is you. Type Amen to get blessing 2188. There are paintings in the hall that resemble your features. One painting, in particular, shows a child with your exact eyes. It was painted by your father in secrecy, and everyone believed it was a dream. Until now, you are not just an heir. You are the living prophecy. The walking echo of legacy. That is why your presence alone is enough to shift destiny. That is why your silence has carried such deep weight. You are the anchor. Comment if you're ready to be revealed as the foundation. A priest from Italy who worked for the family left behind a sealed manuscript. It was locked in a glass case in the chapel. The words are ancient, yet the final paragraph speaks of a lost child with the light of dawn in their soul. That phrase has only been understood today. Because when your photo was found, the entire staff fell silent. They saw the dawn. You've carried a light you never knew was rare. That light was coded into your spirit. That's why people both adored and attacked you. Type Amen to get blessing 2261. They felt your power before you knew you had it. That's why enemies rose up from places that should have been safe. Because they sensed you were not ordinary. You were chosen. Now, the world will see what heaven already knew. And those who left you will watch your elevation in silent regret. They had no idea what they were walking away from. Their silence was your protection. Their betrayal was your redirection. Everything was guiding you to this inheritance. Comment now if you're walking into divine loyalty. This inheritance includes spiritual gifts that are about to awaken. You'll begin hearing things clearly, sensing energies with accuracy, receiving messages at unexpected times. Don't ignore them. You are being activated by ancient power. Power that skipped generations just to rest on your shoulders. Power that demands purity, not perfection. This is why your heart has always ached for truth. You were born to carry it, and now, you will speak it from a throne of gold and legacy. Type Amen to get blessing 2337. Your image will appear in a newspaper soon, not for scandal, but for honor. The headline will read, Heir to $1 billion legacy discovered. They will never forget your name again. What was once hidden will now become a testimony. People will come to you asking how you survived the silence. You'll answer not with bitterness, but with wisdom, because you were never alone. You were just being prepared. Comment if you receive this wealth in both hands and heart. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. The estate staff have rehearsed your name in private, preparing for your welcome. They've been told not to bow in tradition, but to honor in silence. Your arrival isn't for a photo, it's for a prophecy being fulfilled. There's a red book on the mantle, locked by golden threads. Inside are sealed documents untouched for decades. Only the heir's fingerprint can open it, and only on the day the light aligns with the northern star. The day is approaching, and only you can unlock what has been preserved across lifetimes. You are the living password. Type Amen to get blessing. 2410. A vault in Zurich holds bonds and equity worth more than countries possess. The access code ends in numbers tied to your birth, but nobody outside the bloodline ever knew what those numbers meant. Until now. Those digits have appeared around you recently, on clocks, receipts, street signs, whispering from the universe, it's time to rise. They were never random. The vault can only be opened once, and once it is, you will never live the same again. Comment now if the universe has been sending you signs. There's an ancient ring waiting, placed in a crystal box that hasn't been opened since your grandfather passed. That ring belonged to warriors, to peacemakers, to visionaries. It fits only one finger. You don't use the ring chooses you. When you place it on your hand, memories buried in your soul will begin to resurface. You'll cry, not out of sadness, but remembrance. This ring will anchor your energy. It is your signature across realms. It is your crown before the world sees your throne. Type Amen to get blessing 2555 the moment you accept your position. Everything accelerates. Forgotten opportunities reappear. People who once said no suddenly start calling with yes. Doors that were sealed for others fly open at your touch. Your name becomes a password in spiritual and physical realms. Every closed gate now recognizes your light as its key. Those who laughed at you will now whisper your name with reverence. You will be remembered, not for what you lost, but for what you were always born to carry. Comment if you know the world is about to recognize your value. Archangel Michael says, "This is the moment destiny demanded." That's why delays, detours, and heartbreaks had to come first. You couldn't have received this blessing in your previous season. You had to grow into it. But now you are ready, now you are steady. Now your name is thundering through heaven's corridors. They are preparing to seat you at the table of kings, not because of what you own, but because of who you are. Type Amen to get blessing 2667. There are people who think you've disappeared, who believe your silence meant surrender. But the truth is, your silence was strategy. They didn't realize you were being protected while you healed. Hidden while you were refined. Held while the storm passed. And now you emerge with favor, fire, and fullness. You will not return empty-handed. Comment if you know your glow-up is divine. They've underestimated your power for too long. They saw your pain, but not your prophecy. They laughed at your lack, but never imagined your lineage. And that's okay, they were never meant to see it until now. Now your glory will not be explained. It will be witnessed. Now your truth will walk ahead of your name. They'll ask how you did it. You'll smile because you'll know it wasn't luck, it was legacy. Type Amen to get blessing 2799. A private plane is scheduled to take off soon with a seat marked reserved for the heir. This isn't symbolism. It's literal. The pilot has the coordinates, the destination is known. But until your confirmation is received, the jet remains grounded. The engines have already been warmed, the only thing left is your signal. Comment now if you're ready to be transported into your new life. A rare wine bottle was saved the day your father received news of your birth. He told no one. He only smiled and wrote one thing in his journal. My child will one day return, not in rags, but in royalty. That bottle remains sealed in a wine cellar that's guarded like a vault. And it will only be opened once your foot steps onto the estate's soil. It is waiting, just like the rest of your legacy. This celebration has been long overdue. Type Amen to get blessing 2884. Your DNA is sacred. Scientists working with the family discovered that your blood holds unique markers not seen in others. It's tied to ancient royalty from 3 different nations. That's why you've always felt connected to places you've never been. That's why your dreams show you scenes that never existed in this life. It's memory from your ancestral soul. You are living proof of generational greatness, and now, you are the final piece. Comment if you've always felt bigger than your environment. You will be given new keys, literal and spiritual, to doors, to cities, to people. Not everyone can follow you where you're going. Not everyone should. This elevation requires separation. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. And in that positioning, every delay becomes fuel. Type Amen to get blessing 2947. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. They have already begun engraving your initials into the family seal. Not just for decoration, but for declaration, a declaration that what was lost has finally returned. Even the family pets have been trained to respond to your voice. Sounds impossible, but this family believes in energy more than appearance. They know the soul leads before the footsteps arrive. A white horse, untouched for years, stands calmly in the stables. It was bred for ceremonial legacy, and no one else has been allowed to ride it. Its spirit knows you are coming. Type Amen to get blessing 3033. Your photograph, the recent one, has stunned them. You look exactly like your great-grandmother when she was your age. The same eyes, same aura, same mysterious glow. They didn't believe it at first, but when the old portrait was held next to your image, no one could deny it. Someone whispered in tears. At moments sealed the decision, the gates will now open. Comment if you are ready to step through the golem gate. This blessing doesn't just bring wealth, it brings honor. It brings your name out of spiritual darkness into divine remembrance. No more hiding, no more silence. You were always meant to lead. And those who doubted you, they'll sit in the back and watch you walk the aisle of destiny. You are not just returning to a family. You are returning to yourself. Type Amen to get blessing 3111. The stars on the night of your birth formed a rare alignment. Astrologers from the family documented it. They knew your chart was unlike any they'd ever seen. They called you the compass child. The one who would redirect the family's power toward the light. The one who would restore balance after decades of chaos. You don't need to know astrology to feel the pull of that prophecy. It's alive inside your bones. You are the alignment. Comment now if your spirit has always known you were different. The piano in the family's music room has a melody stored in it. One that plays by itself. It was recorded by your father. The last composition before he vanished. That melody has your name in the keys. Every note is a vibration of his memory, his love, his eternal promise to return through you. He speaks to you through music. When you arrive, that piano will play without being touched, because your presence activates memory. Type Amen to get blessing 3268 in a private call to our handwritten notes from your ancestors. All of them wrote letters to the future one. They didn't know your name. But they knew your soul would come. Each note speaks of dreams they had, visions. Messages from Spirit. You were not a surprise, you were a sacred arrival. That's why time has bent itself to bring you here. That's why even this message had to break through dimensions to reach you. Comment if you feel their voices calling you home. You will cry tears you didn't know you were holding. The healing will feel overwhelming. But in those tears, your roots will awaken. You are not just a person anymore. You are a portal. A pathway for generations to breathe again. What your ancestors couldn't finish, you now will. What they lost you will reclaim. Type Amen to get blessing 3377. There is a journal entry written during a war. Your great-grandfather, a decorated commander, wrote, "A light will come from the shadows. A child the world forgot will bring the family into its golden age. You are that light, a forgotten child. A golden age. This isn't a fair tale, this is legacy finally speaking. Loud, clear, undeniable." Comment if you know this message found you on divine time. A secret room in the estate is now being opened for the first time in 40 years. No one had access, not even the staff. It was locked with a code made of letters from your name. That room has books, letters, artifacts, things meant only for you. The energy inside it is so powerful. One worker collapsed from the vibration when trying to dust the door. You are the key to that energy, you carry the vibration of return. You are the final puzzle piece. Type Amen to get blessing 3491. The butlers and staff who once served your father have been called back. Some have aged. Some cried when they saw your image. They remember the stories. They remember the day you were taken away. They remember the day silence entered the home. Now, the silence is over. And the sound of your return is echoing through every hallway. Comment now if you're ready to reclaim the space that was built for you. You are walking into generational justice. Into divine correction. Into wealth not measured by gold, but by alignment. Your name will be spoken by people of power. But more importantly, it will be remembered by heaven. You've always been seen, and now the time has come to be known. Type Amen to get blessing 3599. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Tonight, a candle will flicker unexpectedly in your home. That flicker isn't random. It's the signal. The heavens are alerting you that the bridge is now built and your crossing is authorized. You may feel chills, waves of emotion, or even hear your name in your thoughts when no one is around. That's not your imagination. That is legacy, breaking through dimensions. What was once withheld is now being delivered. You are no longer forgotten. You are remembered by everything. Type Amen to get blessing 3666. The estate garden has grown wild over the years. But in the center remains a single flower bed untouched. It's called the Hope Patch, planted the day you disappear. The family made a vow that no matter what happened, they would never replant it until you were found. That flower bed is still blooming, even nature refused to forget you. You are not late. You are legendary. Comment if you're ready to walk the path that waited only for you. A golden invitation will be printed and delivered soon. Not to your house, but to your destiny. It will carry the symbol of the family crest and a single phrase. Welcome home, heir. No one else will receive this message, no one else will understand it. Because no one else can carry what's about to be given to you. The vaults are opening, the heavens are rejoicing. The silence has been broken. Type Amen to get blessing 3740. Your image will be shown in rooms you've never entered. Your name will be spoken in spaces where your name was once erased. You will rise, not in arrogance, but in divine fulfillment. Those who thought you failed will now realize you were rising. Quietly, deeply, eternally. The foundation is being laid beneath your feet. The next 7 generations will rise because of what you're walking into now. Comment if your spirit is saying yes to this generational call. Archangel Michael says, "This is your final alert. If you ignore this message, you will delay what heaven has already placed before you. The wealth, the restoration, the healing. All waiting at the gate. But the gate doesn't open for fear, it opens for courage. It opens when you answer. Now you must decide, will you walk forward or remain hidden from what belongs to you?" Type Amen to get blessing 3884. Your email will soon receive a message you don't expect. A name will appear, unfamiliar, yet strangely comforting. Open it. That message is the signal, you not ignore signs. The next 3 days are divine windows. You will know exactly when to act. The family will move on if no response comes. But if you step forward, they will weep with joy. They've prayed for this moment for decades. Comment now if you know this message is already opening portals in your life. Your signature will soon activate dorm and wealth. A single stroke of a pen will set off a chain reaction, one that cannot be stopped. Money, land, access, power, honor. All flow in once your name is written. Your name carries frequency. Until now, that frequency was hidden. But today it was unlocked, now that it's echoing. Nothing and no one can block what's meant for you. Type Amen to get blessing 3979. The gates are opening. The staff are standing by. The scroll is complete. This moment was written in time before time began. Every heartbreak was preparation. Every tear was an investment. Every closed door was redirection to this very hour. Now it is here. Your confirmation is your command. Your belief is your signature. Your courage is your arrival. Comment I receive it if you're walking into your billionaire inheritance. Fire final divine declaration. Fire, you are the heir. You are the return, you are the restoration. You are the crown. Now rise. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Your name is being whispered in elite circles already. They don't know where you are, but they feel you coming. Your spiritual presence is already arriving before your physical footsteps do. In high offices where decisions shape nations, your bloodline is being discussed. Documents are moving from safe to table. And somewhere, someone is speaking your name with trembling lips, saying, "We found them," but still, everything waits on your response. You are the missing voice. Type Amen to get blessing 4072. A diamond-studded letter opener once owned by your ancestor was recently used for the first time in 40 years. To open an envelope with your name. That's how seriously they're treating your return. Nothing about this is casual. Every move is ritual. Every detail is sacred. The ground beneath the estate has even been blessed in preparation for your arrival. Comment now if you feel something inside you unlocking. Here is a photo album in a mahogany box. it contains only 3 photos. One is of your father. One is of the matriarch, the third has been left blank for you. They knew one day this picture would be taken. The day you stepped foot on the land of your origin, the day the story completed its circle. That blank page is now vibrating with your energy. You're preparing the camera. Type Amen to get blessing 4144. Your name has been encoded in an ancient family hymn. That psalm has not been sung in public since the night your father left, but it will be sung again. Under stars. With candles, once your identity is confirmed. There will be fire in the sky and water at your feet. You will stand not as a visitor, but as fulfillment. Even the air will feel different when you arrive. Because creation knows who you are, comment if you feel this stirring in your bones. A new account has been created in your name. Not by banks, by heaven. An account of every tear you've cried. Every prayer you whispered, every injustice that held you back. And now, those spiritual deposits are turning into physical rewards. Everything owed to you is being released. What others took will be returned. 7 times more. Type Amen to get blessing 4217. The angels guarding you have been reassigned. Because your level is changing, the warfare you once endured will never return. You stepped out of battle and into dominion. Your enemies won't understand your peace, that's because they were assigned to the old version of you. Ow. Your new identity comes with divine immunity. Comment if you're done with battles and ready for blessings. The path has been cleared of obstacles. You'll notice how suddenly things start falling into place. That's not luck. It's alignment. Old debts will disappear, old friendships will dissolve. Not because you've changed, but because your frequency is too high now for low connections. You're not being distant. You're being elevated. Type Amen to get blessing 4322. A private journal entry was recently discovered from your mother. She wrote, "If this reaches you, know I love you. I didn't leave, I was pushed out to protect you." Her handwriting is shaky, but the words are filled with fire. She believed you would return. She knew your soul would find the path. You are living her hope, you are the answer to her last prayer. Comment now if that touched something deep inside. Tonight, someone in the estate lit a candle and placed it by your old crib. The room is still intact. Untouched since the day you were taken away. The scent of lavender and cedar wood still lingers in the air. They never allowed anyone else to use that room. They believed in your return more than the world believed in your absence. And now that belief is being rewarded, because your spirit is on its way home. Type Amen to get blessing 4400. The old butler whispered your name before bed again last night. It's become his ritual, 30 years straight. He said, "I will not leave this world until I see them walk through those gates." He walks a little slower now, his hands tremble. But his heart leaps each time news of you draws nearer. He knows you're close. Comment if you believe something sacred is approaching. A photo of your handprint from childhood was preserved in silver. It is kept in a velvet box alongside the ring. No one dared touch it. They feared it would lose its magic. But last week, the box shook slightly, a vibration no one could explain. That was the moment your decision to receive was ignited in your soul. Year is returning, and the earth already knows it. Type Amen to get blessing 4471. The family priest declared something no one expected. He said, "Year will not arrive like a royal. They'll arrive like a storm. And you, dear one, are the thunder before the rain. You won't need to prove anything. Your presence will break strongholds. Your silence will shake foundations. You are the proof. You are the echo. You are the prophecy made flesh." Comment now if you feel the power rising in your chest. The chef, the driver, even the gardener have their uniforms prepared. Your arrival is no longer theory. This schedule, a white linen tablecloth has been laid for your welcoming feast. The meal has been planned to mirror what your father once ordered the night you were born. Every detail is ritual, even the wine glasses have your initials etched on their base. Initials no one else carries. Type Amen to get blessing 4555. Archangel Michael says, "No more delay. No more detour. No more denial. This wealth is not a test. It is a transfer. You've already been tested. You passed through fire, silence, heartbreak, and betrayal. And still you shine. That's why the gates are unlocking. That's why the family is moving now." Comment if you are walking with quiet power into your royal seat. The shadow in France with your name engraved on the fountain has been clean. The water flows again after decades of stillness. It said that the fountain would only flow again when the heir was near. That water is now pouring like music. You didn't ask for this crown, but it's yours. You didn't chase this throne, but it's waiting. Because royalty never begs, it is remembered. Type Amen to get blessing 4618. The personal security team has been briefed, not for protection, but for procession. When you arrive, they will flank you not as a guard, but as a declaration. No harm will come near you in this season, not emotionally. Not financially. Not spiritually. This level is different. You're not walking, you're being escorted. Comment if you're ready to be carried by divine wind. Amen.